Fallout 4 came out on November 10th, 2015, which is almost 10 years ago now, but is it still worth playing in 2025? Well, I think so, and in this review I'll tell you why. Hi, I'm Mo, and I'm trapped in Fallout. As I said, Fallout 4 came out almost 10 years ago now, and I think it still holds up. It's certainly got its quirks and it's got some junk, and it's definitely not perfect by any means. But if you're into exploring ruined cities, customizing almost every weapon or any piece of armor you find, or just basically chilling out in a world where nuclear winter meets chaos and mayhem, I think it's still worth playing in 2025. So what is Fallout 4? Well, Fallout 4 is a post-apocalyptic RPG shooter game made by Bethesda, the same people that made Oblivion and Skyrim. You start the game as someone who wakes up in a cryopod after the nukes land in the world. You find out that your spouse is dead, and you find out that your baby boy, Sean, has been stolen. You head out into an irradiated ruins of Boston to find answers, fight bad guys, and along the way discover the stuff you can do, which usually includes some cool things such as building settlements for which NPCs are usually eternally grateful. It's basically a mix of story, shooting, exploring, scavenging, crafting, and settlement building. None of it's forced on you. You can do as much or as little of any of this that you want. Exploring the wasteland is still really fun. Fallout 4's world is full of surprises. Every street corner can hide a story, every shack might have a creepy note or a cool weapon, or even a legendary enemy waiting inside. The environmental storytelling is on point. Quest markers make it easier to stay on track, but honestly, you'll probably have way more fun when you go off the beaten path and just start exploring on your own. Some of your best moments will probably come from stumbling into weird places and seeing where they lead you. The shooting actually feels really decent. The gunplay in Fallout 4 is surprisingly good. Weapons feel weighty, the animations look smooth, and there's just enough kick to make each shot you fire feel quite satisfying. It finds a good balance between shooter-style action and RPG mechanics. Whether you're sneaking around with the Deliverer, a silenced pistol, or going in guns blazing with something like a minigun, the combat does hold up. And let's not forget VATS, the slow motion targeting system that lets you pause the action and pick your shots while everything still keeps moving around you. Whether you're being tactical or just saving your own skin, it is a very handy mechanic. And then there's something new, settlement building. Settlement building in Fallout 4 is one of those features you either love or obsess over, or you mostly ignore. The system is deep. You can turn ruined settlements into fortified outposts with defenses, power grids, and full resource management. Plus, you can decorate them however you like. Weapon and armor modifications also play a huge role. You can grab a standard rifle and turn it into a powerful sniper powerhouse, or take a humbled gentleman's suit and with ballistic weave, turn it into something tougher than a power armor. Crafting and building really help you to shape your own version of the wasteland. It's creative, it's flexible, and straight up fun once you really get into it. What makes Fallout 4 truly an immortal game are the mods and the modding community. Mods are what makes Fallout 4 truly special and still worth playing almost 10 years later. Even in 2025, the modding community is alive and thriving. There are mods to fix bugs, improve graphics, add new weapons, gear, quests, companions, you name it, there's probably a mod for it. You can customize the game so much that you can make it pretty much a unique, personalized gaming experience just for yourself. If you want survival mode to be tougher, consider it done. There's probably a mod for it. If you want to turn the game into a horror-based game, similar to say something like Silent Hill, you can probably do that too. You can even build your own mods and just turn the game into a pure sandbox if you want to. You'd think after 10 years people probably would have moved on to other games, but the reality is Fallout 4 modding scene is still going strong, and that's really saying something about the game itself. But it's not perfect. Every game has its issues, and even in 2025, Fallout 4 has some things that bug me. Let's dive into some of them. The dialogue system isn't really that great. In older Fallout games, your character didn't talk. Instead, you picked from a detailed dialogue options list that helped you to roleplay however you wanted. You could imagine their voice in your head as well, the tone, the attitude based on your playstyle. However, in Fallout 4, that system's been replaced with 4 vague choices like yes, no, or sarcastic, and your voiced character often says something completely different to what you were expecting. It breaks the immersion and somewhat limits the roleplay. Plus, your character always sounds the same, no matter how you're playing them. The classic dialogue system worked, and it's rather a bit of a downfall that is gone. The roleplay element in Fallout 4 seems a little bit off. In previous Fallout games, you start almost as a blank slate and could grow your character into anything you wanted. So for example, in Fallout 3, you emerge out of the vault as a brand new character with really no past background in what you did. And it's very similar in New Vegas. Although there is a career element to it, it is still very much blank. In Fallout 4, however, you start off as a parent with a military background using power armor within the first hour of playing the game. It makes role-playing certain types of builds, such as a knife scavenger or a pacifist, feel a little bit more forced. The story is still good, but the roleplay flexibility just isn't quite there like we are used to with games like Fallout 3 and New Vegas. And even in 2025, the game still glitches. If you've watched my content, you already know Fallout 4 is full of glitches and exploits. Some have been fixed, but the recent next-gen update actually introduced some new bugs and made the game even less playable on certain consoles for some unlucky, fortunate few. Thankfully, the modding community has stepped up and fixed a lot of these, but there still are a decent amount of issues hanging around, not mentioning the fact that glitches and exploits are still used in this game. So, should you still play Fallout 4 in 2025? Well, despite the flaws, Fallout 4 is still a great game to play, even after almost 10 years. If you can look past the bugs and some of the story limitations and instead focus on exploring, building and modding, it can be an amazing experience. It still runs on PlayStation 4, PS5, Xbox One, Series S and X and Steam, and that even extends to the Steam Deck. There are no online subscriptions that you need to play the game, and you don't need any microtransactions aside from buying the DLCs to actually enjoy the full game. You just install and dive straight in. Well, given everything I've said, what is my final verdict? Well, Fallout 4 was released in 2015 and yes, it's had its share of bugs, performance hiccups and controversial changes. It tried some new things with the dialogue and settlements and not all of them landed very well. But once you're out of Vault 111, everything pretty much opens up. You can craft stuff, you can explore, you can build, you can create your own adventure. It's all basically there waiting for you to do whatever you want to do. And if you do get bored of all of that, you can then enhance your gameplay with mods, and like I've said, you can do almost anything in the game, whatever you want with the help of mods. So I would say yes, in 2025 I think it's absolutely worth playing Fallout 4.